Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwegbe. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in retired General Christopher Musa as the new Minister of Defense. General Musa arrived to the forecourts of the villa and was ushered into the president's office. Musa, a former chief of defense staff, took the oath of office at the State House in Abuja. In a different development, President Bola Tinubu has nominated Ibo Kibas, the immediate past sole administrator of Rivers State and former chief of naval staff, as a non-career ambassador, alongside Abdulrahman Dambazau, a former minister of interior and chief of army staff. The president also listed former Senator Ita Enang and Chioma Oakim, former First Lady of Imo State, among the new nominees in what becomes the third batch of ambassadorial appointments under his administration. The two lists bring to 68 the number of persons nominated so far as ambassadors awaiting confirmation by the Nigerian Senate. The House of Representatives is demanding tougher action against insecurity, including publicly naming those financing terrorism, banditry, and kidnappings across the country. This comes as the House also marked the International Day of Persons with Disabilities by renewing calls for full enforcement of Nigeria's disability laws. Our National Assembly correspondent Aniete Patrick reports.
At plenary, lawmakers adopted the outcome of last week's extensive national security debate, a session that reviewed Nigeria's worsening wave of attacks, school adoptions, and banditry. The House is now asking the federal government to publicly name, sanction, and prosecute all financiers of terrorism and kidnapping.
So what I'm trying to say, you can see that those who are also going to be exempted, maybe one person will be engaged with 10 police officers, which is irrelevant. We need to specifically mention at least not to exceed 2 or 3 or even 1.
It's virtually just go into the website to apply. But we want to restrict it now. We may bring out some bottlenecks that at the end of the day, there will be casualties. And a little contribution, which he is aware, his axis, once suffered the consequences of Boko Haram.
Lawmakers insist that terrorism-related prosecutions must be open, expeditious, and transparent. They are also calling for a special court dedicated to trying terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping cases, and for stricter penalties for illegal arms trafficking.
It's better we go by the president's directives that they should disband the SPU and all police escorts should be withdrawn for everyone.
Suggesting that we can put a strengthened and well-funded victim support system for victims of whatever is the intent of the lawmakers here.
The question is now open to the House. Those in support that we adopt this recommendation as a working instrument of the House, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. But these adoption, these documents, recommendation becomes resolution and as a working instrument of the Parliament. We also resolve that these particular documents should be transmitted immediately to the Senate for their concurrence.
The chamber says it's more than 40 security recommendations will be forwarded to the Senate for concurrence and then transmitted to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and relevant security agencies. From the National Assembly, Aniete Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you so very much, Aniete. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has called for greater inclusion and empowerment of women in the Nigeria Police Force as the institution marks 70 years of female participation in policing. A message set the tone for a ceremony honoring the courage and contributions of policewomen since 1955. Samuel Odi reports for Global Television.
At the anniversary celebration in Abuja, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu praised police women for their resilience, discipline, and loyalty to national service. She described them as key players in maintaining community safety and urged the force to provide more leadership opportunities, better welfare, and expand professional development for women. According to the First Lady, investing in women is indispensable to building a stronger and more secure nation.
For 7 decades, Nigerian women have stood on the front lines of peace, law enforcement, and community safety, contributing to our national stability and the broader pursuit of a safer, more inclusive world. I commend the Nigerian police force and for embracing gender mainstreaming as a strategic institutional priority. These efforts are in line with the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR to strengthen national security for peace and prosperity.
Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun also paid tribute to the women who have served over the decades, calling them a backbone of Nigerian police force. He highlighted their achievements in tactical operation, community building, and even international sports, including winning Olympic gold medals.
We are here to honor a 70-year heritage defined by resilience, brilliance, discipline, and unwavering service. Over time, women earned their place across every layer of policing. Today, thousands of them proudly wear the uniform across our federation, serving in operational, tactical, investigative, administrative, and strategic roles.
With renewed commitment to gender inclusion and excellence, the Nigerian Police Force says today's celebration is not just about history, but a promise of a larger role for women in shaping the nation's security future. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
Away from Samuel's report now, let's take you to Nigeria's northwest, where Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has performed the groundbreaking ceremony for a new state-owned polytechnic in Gaya local government area of the state. Global TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that when completed, the institution will become the second state polytechnic offering both national and higher national diploma programs in the state.
The groundbreaking ceremony was performed by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, accompanied by his deputy, who also doubles as the Commissioner for Higher Education. The governor said education remains a key driver of socio-economic development, and this informed his administration's commitment to investing heavily in the sector for the overall progress of Kano State.
Education is not merely a sector of government activity. This is the foundation upon which every modern society is built. It shapes character. It opens the doors of opportunity.
When completed, the Gaya Polytechnic is expected to serve students from 12 local government areas within the Kano South Senatorial District, many of whom previously traveled long distance to access tertiary education in the state capital.
Let me say that the establishment of this polytechnic in Gaya is intentional. It is strategic. It is firmly rooted in the extraordinary history of the people of this great region.
Beyond academic opportunities, the project is also expected to spur infrastructural development across Kano South. The Commissioner of Education, Amina Abdul Salam, revealed that the state government has already approved billions of naira for the commencement of work, and contractors have been fully mobilized to site.
Today, history is being made. We are all witnessing a very giant leap towards improving education in Kano State.
In the coming days, contractors are expected to engage with community leaders and residents to outline the project timeline and implementation details. From Kano, Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
Many thanks, Idris. In a decisive move to reposition Nigeria's airport systems for global competitiveness, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, has opened a 4-day board and stakeholders retreat in Abuja, focusing on future-proofing FAN leadership, modernization, and strategic renewal. A correspondent, Sadia Yakubu, reports.
Setting the tone for retreat, the Chairman Federal Airport Authority of Nigerian Government Board, Dr. Umar Abdullahi Ganduje, said the meeting offers a crucial moment to reaffirm the agency's long-term vision, prepare it for fast-evolving challenges within the aviation industry. He explained that the gathering provides a forward-looking space for strategic conversations on infrastructure expansion, operational efficiency, institutional reforms, and stronger policy alignment. Issues he described as essential to build a modern, service-driven aviation authority. According to him, the retreat is pivotal for repositioning FAN to thrive in an increasingly competitive global aviation landscape.
This retreat aims to provide a forward-looking platform for deep reflection and meaningful dialogue on the challenges and opportunities shaping Nigeria's aviation sector. Over the next 4 days, we'll examine issues such as aviation infrastructure development, operational efficiency, institutional strengthening, improved policy coordination, and enhanced collaboration among agencies.
The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Kayamo San, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Yakubu Adam Kofarmata, says the retreat marks a defining moment for the sector. He stressed that FAN's decisions shape the safety, security, reputation, and operational competitiveness of Nigerians' airports. He noted that the governance must remain firm and fair, implementation must be strategic, and collaboration must be culture that drives the aviation sector.
The reform of airport management processes to reduce bottlenecks and improve service delivery. Introduction of customer-centric initiatives designed to enhance airport cleanliness, comfort, and efficiency for financial and institutional reforms.
Managing Director and Chief Executive FAN Olubunmi Kuku emphasized the importance of collective resolve, transparency, and strategic foresight as FAN works to boost operational resilience, enhance profitability, as well as embrace innovation. Kuku noted that the retreat provides the blueprint for building a future-ready FAN anchored on service excellence and modernization.
The theme that we have chosen, future-proofing FAN, leadership, modernization, and strategic renewal, is both a mission statement and a call to action.
If the momentum built over these 4 days is sustained, Nigeria's airports will not only function better, they will stand as symbols of national confidence and competitiveness. This retreat closes with a renewed mandate and a unified resolve to transform today's conversation into measurable progress and to position FAN as the true driver to aviation excellence in 2025 and beyond. Sadia Yakubu reporting for Global Television News.
We appreciate your reporting, Sadia. Imo State's First Lady, Chioma Uzodimma, is leading a fresh, forceful campaign to end female genital mutilation, calling the practice a grave assault on the dignity, safety, and future of girls. Her renewed advocacy is energizing a statewide movement that brings together lawmakers, traditional institutions, and international partners. A correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, has the rest of the report.
In Owerri, the Good Hope Women Flourish initiative, supported by the United Nations Population Fund and the United Nations Children's Fund, hosts a major stakeholders engagement aimed at eliminating FGM across Imo communities, with the theme, Elimination of FGM in Imo State. First Lady Chioma Uzodimma called on parents, traditional leaders, and institutions to reject harmful cultural norms and protect young girls from the practice.
Every girl is born complete and beautiful.
exactly as God created her. She needs no cutting, no alteration, no improvement through mutilation. When we subject girls to FGM, we reject God's perfect creation.
Supporting the advocacy, Speaker of Imo State House of Assembly Chike Olemgbe expressed readiness to reinforce legal framework and strengthen public enlightenment. He says, ending FGM requires...
The House of Assembly has enacted a law that is not centered on wickedness, but to enable the masses, the community leaders, the stakeholders, support this initiative.
Grassroots mobilization, noting that the health risk and long-term trauma associated with FGM demands more active reporting and stronger prevention system.
We wish to specially thank Her Excellency, the First Lady, for her commitment, her dedication, her consistent advocacy, community mobilization efforts, and unwavering support to the well-being of women and girls and also survivors in Imo State.
The other encounters in Imo State has reduced from 61.7% in 2018 to 34.3% in 2024.
With that, Imo State can secure a future where no girl is subjected to FGM.
Thank you so very much. With Uyi Agmofwebe. When the rest of the news returns, Guinea-Bissau's Electoral Commission says votes tally destroyed following military coup. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories for you on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. The second part of this news broadcast now returns with business, where the Federal Executive Council has approved an exchange rate of 1,512 naira to the United States dollar for the preparation of the Nigeria's 2026 budget. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, announced this while briefing a State House after the council meeting, where the 2026 to 2028 medium-term expenditure framework (MTEF) was also adopted. Bagudu said the federal government is projecting 34.33 trillion naira in total revenue for next year, including 4.98 trillion naira expected from government-owned enterprises. And that takes us to stories beyond our shores now. Guinea-Bissau's Electoral Commission says armed men destroyed most of the vote count from the country's election, stating that it would be unable to publish results. The military took control of the Portuguese-speaking nation last week, a day before the provisional results of national elections were due to be announced. Zarau Nasir has details.
The Deputy Executive Secretary of the country's National Electoral Commission, Idrissa Jallow, told journalists they are unable to conclude the electoral process, stating that all of the tally sheets were destroyed except for those from Bissau. Members of the Electoral Commission met with the representatives from the West African Regional Bloc, ECOWAS, who asked whether the body could release the results. Jallow told reporters that they will not be able to release the results, describing how in the morning before the coup, armed men wearing balaclavas burst into the tabulation room. The Executive Secretary also noted that the men arrested the Commission President and 5 Supreme Court judges who were present while threatening pot-pipe agents. Zahra Unasr reporting for Global TV News.
In out to sports, the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, has announced December 15 as the official release date for players heading to the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, giving European clubs an extra week with their African stars during the busiest part of the season. The decision means Nigeria's key players, including Osimhen, Lukman, Chukwueze, Iwobi, and Bassi, will feature longer for their clubs before joining the Super Eagles camp ahead of the December 21 kickoff in Morocco. FIFA further stated that the move follows consultations with CAF and major leagues, easing clubs' fears of losing players too early while still ensuring national teams get adequate preparation time for the 2024 Nation Tournament. Men's cricket team, the Yellow Greens, have begun their West Africa Trophy title against Zambia on Thursday in Abuja, 2 years after winning the inaugural edition without losing a match. The team, now led by wicket-keeper Suleiman Roshawe and coached by Steve Tikolo, will use the tournament to build momentum after missing out on qualification for the 2026 T20 World Cup. With a blend of experienced players like the Okwe brothers and rising talents across battling and bowling, Nigeria says it is primed for a strong showing as Zambia makes its T20 debut after gaining ICC membership. And that's a full cycle on the news here on Global Television. A quick reminder that you can find us on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We encourage you to interact and engage with us across social media platforms using Global TV NG as well as other handles you're now seeing on your screen. I'm Muyi Agmofregwe. Thank you especially for watching, and our broadcast here on Global Television continues.